Welcome! Today we embark upon a most delightful exploration of the English language, where a mere punctuation mark or misplaced word can twist the meaning of a sentence into absurdity. Let's ensure that our writing conveys precisely what we intend. Pay close attention, for these mistakes may cause more than just a little embarrassment. Behold the humble comma, small yet mighty. When placed correctly, it separates ideas and prevents confusion. But if omitted, catastrophe. Let's take a closer look. First, a properly placed comma can keep family dinners peaceful. Let's eat, Grandma. Here, the comma signals a direct address. We're speaking to Grandma, inviting her to join us for a meal. But remove that comma, and suddenly, let's eat, Grandma. Now it sounds like we're suggesting something far more sinister. Poor Grandma has become the meal. One tiny comma is the difference between a warm family gathering and a grim tale of cannibalism. A lesson to remember: punctuation saves lives. Ambiguity, the writer's greatest foe. This sentence leaves us pondering, was the man using binoculars, or was I the one peering through them? Let's clarify. As written, the sentence is unclear. I saw a man with binoculars. It's uncertain who has the binoculars, me or the man. Now, let's adjust the wording for clarity. With my binoculars I saw a man. Now, there's no doubt, I was the one using the binoculars. When a sentence could have multiple meanings, rewording can make all the difference. Misplaced modifiers can create confusion, but a well-structured sentence ensures clarity. Choose your words wisely. A hat, running down the street, preposterous. And yet, this sentence suggests exactly that. The culprit, a dangling participle, an opening phrase that fails to attach itself to the right subject. Let's see the problem in action. Running down the street, the hat flew off my head. As written, this sentence implies that the hat is the one doing the running. Unless hats have suddenly gained legs, we have a problem. Now, let's correct the phrasing to reflect what actually happened. As I ran down the street, my hat flew off. Now it's clear I was the one running, not my hat. A misplaced phrase can turn any sentence into unintended comedy. Always ensure your words describe the correct subject, otherwise your hat takes off on an unexpected adventure. What an illustrious parentage I seem to possess, or so it would appear. Without the Oxford comma, one might believe that dear Shakespeare and Jane Austen are in fact my parents. Let us correct this historical inaccuracy. Here's how ambiguity sneaks in. I love my parents, Shakespeare and Jane Austen. Without a comma before and, this sentence suggests that my parents are none other than the legendary Shakespeare and Jane Austen. Impressive, but highly inaccurate. Now, let's add a simple comma to set things right. I love my parents, Shakespeare and Jane Austen. With the Oxford comma in place, it's clear. I'm listing three separate things: my parents, Shakespeare and Jane Austen. The Oxford comma may be debated, but its importance in clarity is undeniable. Use it wisely to prevent any unintended family trees. The dreaded double negative, a grammatical pitfall that can invert the very meaning of a sentence. Observe. First, an example of what not to do. I don't have no time. At first glance this might seem correct, but beware. The two negatives, don't and no, cancel each other out, creating the opposite meaning. I do have time. Not quite what we intended. Now, let's fix the confusion. I don't have any time. Here, any replaces no, ensuring the sentence clearly states that I lack time. While double negatives are common in casual speech, they should be avoided in formal writing, unless, of course, you wish to bewilder your audience or suggest the very opposite of what you mean. Homophones, those mischievous words that sound identical yet possess vastly different meanings. Let's take a closer look. First, a common mistake. You're welcome. As written, this suggests that someone owns a welcome, which, unless you're collecting greetings, doesn't quite make sense. Here, your is a possessive adjective, but it's not supposed to show possession of the word welcome. Now the correct form, you're welcome. Here, your is a contraction of you are, making the phrase grammatically sound. Mistaking your for your may seem minor, but such errors can tarnish one's credibility. Precision is the mark of an eloquent writer. The apostrophe, tiny, yet wielding immense power. A simple misplacement can muddle meaning entirely. First, let's look at the correct way to show possession for a single cat. The cat's love for naps is undeniable. The apostrophe before the S shows possession. This means the love belongs to a single cat. But what happens when we forget the apostrophe? The cat's love for naps is undeniable. Without an apostrophe, cats is just a plural noun, making the sentence unclear. It could even be mistaken as the cats love naps, turning love into a verb instead of something they own. Now let's see how we correctly show possession for multiple cats. The cat's love for naps is undeniable. Here, the apostrophe after S tells us that the love belongs to more than one cat. A misplaced apostrophe is the difference between ownership and chaos. Guard it well. Alas, whose book was lost, John's or Mark's? Without clarity, we are left in perplexity. First, let's examine the problem. John told Mark he lost his book. The pronoun he could refer to either John or Mark, leaving us in a grammatical mystery. Who, indeed, lost the book? Now, let's clear up the confusion. John told Mark that Mark lost his book. Now it's clear. Mark is the one who lost the book. John told Mark that he lost John's book. And here, by specifying John's book, we understand that John was the unfortunate one who lost it. Whenever a pronoun could apply to multiple people, always ensure clarity prevails. After all, words should illuminate meaning, not obscure it. Quotation marks, often abused to comedic effect. Consider an example of what not to do. Fresh fish sold here. The quotation marks around fish raise troubling questions. Is it not actually fish? Is it an imposter fish? Suspicion abounds. Now the correct version. Fresh fish sold here. Without the unnecessary quotation marks, we can rest assured that the fish is, indeed, fish. Quotation marks should be reserved for direct speech or specific emphasis, not for casting doubt upon one's own signboard. Use them wisely, otherwise your meaning take on an unintended and hilarious twist. A common blunder indeed. Effect is a noun, while affect is usually a verb. Let's see how this plays out. First, a common mistake. The new law will affect many people. Here, effect is used incorrectly as a verb. Remember, effect is a noun, meaning a result or an outcome. Now, the correct usage. The new law will affect many people. In this sentence, affect is the correct verb, meaning to influence or change. Choose wisely, for the wrong word can change your entire meaning. A tale of time-traveling verbs. One moment we are in the present, the next we have plunged into the past. Consistency is key. Let's look at an example. She walks into the room and saw the mess. Here, walks is present tense but saw is past tense. An awkward shift. It disrupts the flow and timeline of the action. Now the corrected version. She walked into the room and saw the mess. Keeping the tense consistent in the past makes the sentence clear and coherent. Keep your tenses aligned lest you create unintended chaos. Adverbs are words that describe or modify verbs, adjectives, or other adverbs, usually adding information about how, when, where, or to what degree something happens. Adverbs are delightful in moderation, but too many may weigh your writing down with unnecessary fluff. Let's see what happens when we go overboard. First, an example of redundancy. She quickly and hastily ran to the door. Both quickly and hastily are adverbs that describe the action of running. One is enough. There's no need to double up. Now, a more concise version. She hastily ran to the door. Here, hastily alone gives us the needed information without the clutter. Adverbs should enhance, not overwhelm. Choose them with care. Between and among. Two prepositions that seem interchangeable, but they're not. Let's look at a common mix-up. First, let's see the problem. The treasure was hidden between the 3 islands. Between is used when referring to 2 things, but here we're talking about 3 islands, so it's the wrong choice. Now let's correct it. The treasure was hidden among the 3 islands. A small shift in preposition can make all the difference in accuracy. The double comparative, a grave grammatical error that plagues many. Combining more and better is a common slip-up that muddles the intended meaning. Let's investigate. First, observe the mistake. This is more better. The word better already carries the comparative meaning, so more is unnecessary. Now, let's fix this. This is better. Keep it simple. When using comparative adjectives, resist the urge to overcomplicate things. Choose the more concise option. Conjunctions. Those delightful little words that tie our thoughts together can cause a great deal of confusion when used incorrectly. A classic mistake is the incorrect pairing of conjunctions. Here, we see the incorrect version. I like both coffee or tea. The word both is used to refer to two things together, but or suggests a choice between them. The two cannot coexist here. Let's adjust it. I like both coffee and tea. Always match your conjunctions with the meaning you intend. If you mean two things together, use and instead of or. The split infinitive. An infamous yet often misunderstood construction. But before we dive into that, let's quickly refresh our memory on what an infinitive is. An infinitive is simply the base form of a verb, often preceded by the word to. For example, in to go on an adventure is my greatest dream, to go is the infinitive. Now let's get back to the split infinitive. While purists may frown upon it, sometimes it's more than acceptable. However, there are times when it can create a most awkward and unnecessary break in the flow. Let's take an example from a classic phrase. To boldly go where no man has gone before. In this famous sentence, the placement of the adverb boldly makes the phrasing slightly more cumbersome. It could be smoother. Now, let's adjust it for elegance. To go boldly where no man has gone before. While splitting an infinitive isn't always incorrect, it's best to ensure it doesn't disrupt the natural flow of the sentence. Semicolons, often misunderstood, are both powerful and nuanced. Their misuse can create an unsettling disconnection between ideas. Let's see the confusion in action. First, a problematic sentence. I have a meeting at 3, I need to prepare. A semicolon is used to link two closely related independent clauses, but here the connection isn't strong enough for such punctuation. Now, let's revise for clarity. I have a meeting at 3, and I need to prepare. Remember, the semicolon links two closely related independent clauses. If the connection is more distant, use a comma or period instead. And thus we conclude our lesson on grammatical mishaps. A misplaced comma, a careless modifier, or an unintended double negative can transform a well-intended statement into sheer absurdity. But fear not, with a keen eye and careful practice, you shall wield the English language with confidence and precision. If today's lesson has sharpened your linguistic prowess, do give this video a like and subscribe for further adventures in the art of language mastery. Remember, a little attention to detail can go a long way in ensuring your message is clear and impactful. Until next time, may your punctuation be perfect, your sentences balanced, and your words ever so precise. Happy writing, everyone!